Alright, well, it's the end of another cycle of reading, and we need to discuss what we've read this week. So, do you remember the young man in Stone Soup and how he tricked the villagers? What did he do? Well, he tricked the villagers into giving him food for his soup by saying he was making stone soup, and that stone soup was fit for a king. They were all very intrigued, so they gave him things, thinking he'll never make a soup that's really good. And he ended up making soup and serving it to everyone. So that was our story of Stone Soup. Let's go on to our next story, which is Aaron and Gayla's alphabet book. Now, in this book, it was a special kind of book, and it says it in its title. It's an alphabet book, which means that every page is about a specific letter. And that letter, say it was A. Every page that has that A on it is going to be about that letter. So, if we were talking about the A, maybe it would say A, and then it would have a word that started with the letter A, like apple. Alright, so that was what that was all about. That's how an alphabet works. And then the B page might have a bear on it, and the C page might have a cat, but that's how alphabet books work. Now, then we read an article called We Read Together. Alright? And we're just going to go through and I'm going to describe what each child is reading, okay? So here, this child is reading a grocery list, okay? Reading a grocery list. This child is reading a magazine. Here, if you look really closely, right here, that dad is holding a newspaper, so they're reading a newspaper. And here they're out to eat. And what do you read when you go out to eat? Yeah, you read the menu when you go out to eat. And the last one here, what are they reading? Yeah, that's right, they're reading a book. But they're not reading just any book. They're reading Aaron and Gayla's alphabet book, written by Eloise Greenfield. Okay, and Eloise Greenfield is this older woman right here. We also talked about this article called Friends Help Friends. And it's about people that help other people. Okay? Like this policewoman on the front page, on the front cover. She helps people by keeping them safe. On this page, the teacher helps students by teaching them how to read and write and do math. Over here, the librarian helps people find books in the library, and she even reads to people in the library. This woman is a park ranger, and she helps people learn about the world and plants and animals that live around them. And here, this man, he's a fireman. He helps fight fires and keep people safe whenever a building is on fire. Here we have a doctor. He helps keep people from getting sick. A mail woman helps people stay connected by delivering mail and letters. And a crosswalk lady, she helps people stay safe by letting them know when they can safely cross the road. Alright, now we also read My Dad and I. Alright, and let's just quickly talk about the things that Rafa and his dad did together. Well, they played soccer. They learned how to sing. They swam. They learned how to tell jokes. They learned how to dance. They drew together. And they read together. Right? And they were very best friends, weren't they? Yeah, they were. Alright, now, you were also asked to read Cat Sat. Alright? And I want to read it to you again, okay? Here we go. Cat sat. See my cat. Cat mat. Cat hat. Cat bat. My cat sat. Cat. Alright, so there's our story. Alright, so those were all the stories that we read this week. Now, let's review some of our words that we know and have learned throughout from the beginning of the year. Alright, our first word is A. Okay, and you spell A simply by writing A. Okay, that's a pretty simple one. Let's move on to another simple one, which is I. Okay, I is spelled I. Right. Next word is like. Like is a little longer. It's actually probably the longest word we've learned so far, and it is spelled L-I-K-E. And that spells like. Spell like with me. L-I-K-E. What's that spell? That's right, it spells like. All right, let's move on to my. My is spelled M-Y. Ready? M-Y spells my. And you've learned this word before. Ready? Spell it one more time. M-Y spells my. Another word that we've learned is see. See is spelled S-E-E. Spell see with me a couple times. Ready? See is spelled S-E-E. Alright, spell it one more time. S-E-E. And our last word, and the newest word to you, would be to, which is spelled T-O. To. Okay? To is spelled T-O. That spells two. Alright, let's build a couple sentences, alright? So the first sentence I want to build is I like my dog. I like my dog. Can you find the word I? Very good. That should be a simple one for you to find now. So I, new word, like. I like. L-I-K-E, like. You should be pointing to this like or this like. I'm going to grab this one. We have I like my. My. You should be pointing right here to my. So we have I like my dog. And the picture of the dog is fairly simple. Now, remember, we don't have a complete sentence unless we have what? That's right, punctuation. I'm going to grab that period and I'll send it on up there. So here we have our sentence. I like my dog. Let's build another one. You're doing such a great job at this. Ready? Find the word. Actually, we want to write the sentence, I see a quarter. Alright, so find the word I. Very good. You should be pointing to this eye or this eye. I'll pull this one up. I see. Remember, see is spelled S-E-E. See. Nice job. You found it right there. Alright. So we have I-C-A. Find the word A. Good job. Right there it is. So we have I see a quarter. Now if you know anything about money, you'll know what a quarter looks like. We're looking for the tails side of the quarter. Here we are. There's the quarter. And again, we need a period just to make sure that we have let the reader know that we've completed our thought and there's nothing else that we want to say for this part of the sentence. Okay? Let's read our sentence. I see a quarter. Alright, and the last one I want to write is I like to jump. So go ahead, find that word I. Very good. You should be pointing right there. So we have I like. Find the word like. Now remember, we have like right here. L-I-K-E spells like. Find another like down there. Good job. Nice find. I like to. Remember, to is our newest word. So find the word to. T-O spells to. Nice find. Good job. And we have I like to jump. Find the picture of someone jumping. Good job. And we know we don't have a complete sentence unless we have punctuation behind it. So now we have a complete sentence. Let's read it. It says, I like to jump. Right? Let's go ahead, let's read all three of our sentences, and then I'll tell you your assignment. So we have, I like my dog. I see a quarter. I like to jump. Alright, good job. Now that we've reviewed all the words that you know, we've made sentences with the words you know, now we're going to print out practice book page 158. Alright, and up here you'll see that you have a word bank. It has to, my, like, and a in it. Alright, now after you print it out, the first thing you want to do is put your name on the top. Then you're going to need to. For numbers 1, 2, and 3, you're going to need to fill in the blanks here, 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 and here with these words up here. You'll only need to use each word one time. Then for number 4, draw a picture to show how this story that you're helping write might end. Alright, so it has blank cat sat. Well, you know what? I know that this is the beginning of a sentence. So I know that the first word is going to have to be capitalized. So if I look up here, my is capitalized. That first letter in my is capitalized. So let me try it down here. My cat sat. Oh, that makes a good sentence. I think I'm going to pull that down there, okay? So I would write my cat sat. Then I need to figure out what I blank my cat. I to my cat. I like my cat. I a my cat. You'll have to write in which one sounded right there. Then you'll go to number 2. C blank rat. C blank rat. C2 rat. C like rat. C a rat. You'll have to put in the word in there too. And then my cat ran blank to a rat. My cat ran blank. See a rat. Well, you'll have to figure that out. Alright? You'll have to figure out what words go where. Remember, we have to, my, like, and a. Those are the words you have to use. In number 4 here, you need to draw a picture to show the end of the story. Okay? Now, the characters in the story that we've read so far are a cat and a rat. So, you'll have to draw me something with a cat and a rat in it. Alright? Go ahead, pause this video, and complete practice book page 158. Have someone take a picture of you completing your work and a picture of your finished work, and then submit it below as attachments. Alright, I can't wait to see how you ended the story about the cat and the rat on practice book page 158. I'm sure it looks really, really good. Alright, let's go ahead, and we have to read a story, alright? And this story is called I Like to Read. Okay? I like to read. Now, I'll read it to you, then we're going to read it together, and then I'll give you your instructions. So here we go. I'll read it to you. I like to read. I see a book. I like to read. My sisters like to run. My sisters like to yell. My sisters like my book. My sisters like to jump. I like to read. I like to read to my sisters. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's read this story together. So read the words with me, okay? I like to read. I see a book. I like to read. My sisters like to run. My sisters like to yell. My sisters like my book. My sisters like to jump. I like to read. I like to read to my sisters. Great job. You know what? I think you can handle reading this book on your own. And you know what? That's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to print out I like to read, and I want you to read it to yourself. Then, when you're finished reading, you can color in the illustrations of the boy reading. Alright? Then I need you to find someone at your house to read this story to. While you're reading, have someone at home take a picture of you reading and submit it in the submission box below. Alright? Do a great job. I can't wait to see a picture of you reading because I know you're such a good reader.